You're heading for retirement, but the waters are getting stormy. There's not enough cash in the bank, no pension, credit cards out of control. How do we overcome those retirement fears? Yes, we know we're moving towards retirement and it's all anxious stuff. Get a grip. Today, we're going to look at taking the stress out of the situation with 5 ways to start getting hold of your finances, your health, and your mindset. And even if you are in the brown stuff. And it's Chris here from Retire and Be Wealthy. Now, retirement is supposed to be a time to relax and enjoy our golden years. So we can't let it beat us up, can we, and cause all those sleepless nights. So start to get in control. And tip 1 is to create a budget and find out where our money comes and goes. And the quicker the better. And this is the first and possibly most important initial step, because we need to know how much money we have coming in and how much money we're spending each month, so we can make really sure what the true position is. Now, we can do our cash flow on the back of a final demand envelope with a bookmaker's pen, but is that the right way? Now, there are many different budgeting methods available online now, so I would suggest finding one that works for you and stick to it. And if you're watching this, you know how to switch a phone or a computer on, so just find Google and give it a tap and key in budget planner. Or you could try one of the two I would recommend here. Now, good old Martin Lewis, this is his budget planner from his money saving expert. Now you can download this and you can put it in an Excel spreadsheet, or you can just do a printout like I've done and fill it in with your bookie's pen. Now the other one is a pretty hot stuff as well, and you'll find links for both of these planners in the description below. So whichever option you want to take, just do it. Tip 2, take a stock check of all your assets. Your first one is probably your main property if you're a house owner. Now, if it's too big, now that all the kids have gone, could you get something smaller and put the difference in your retirement fund? Could you move to a less expensive area? How many cars do you have? And are they on finance or owned outright? And what's their actual value? Now, if you've got a gas guzzler, could you trade it in and get a 0% finance on a more economical model that will last you a good few years and save you some cash at the petrol pump? Do you have a holiday home, a holiday club, motorbikes, guitars, antiques, valuables? You know what I mean. Anything that you can no longer use or need that can be turned into cash. Because somewhere along the line, it costs to store all this stuff. And if you haven't used it in 6 months or a year, chances are you won't use it again. So get rid, even if it's to the charity shop or to tip. And ask somebody else to do it if you're likely to get emotional. Which brings us on to tip 3. After you've got a clear picture of the budget and the assets, it's time to start squaring up to the liabilities and getting control of debt. Because debt can be a major financial burden, especially in retirement. During the good times, we tend to splurge out on luxury items and get used to paying on cards and taking out loans, and we succumb to the store cards and just bowl along buying whatever we want, taking the easy option. But now, as retirement draws near, it's the time to look over all these debts and see how they can be got rid of. If there's any high interest rate debt, such as store cards, and those credit cards, or personal loans, just best to try and get those paid off first. Because if retirement means reduced income, then any high interest outgoings can be damaging. Try and pay them off. In the longer term, this will free up more income to spend on other things. And so we go on to tip 4. Find ways to save money on everyday expenses. Do we need home delivery of groceries and fast food? Should we eat more of our own cooked food so we can monitor the ingredients? You know, the 5 a day and looking for those red warning flags on food packets. Can we use reduced rate bus and rail fares to get around some of the time? Now, I say some of the time because I, for one, don't use buses or trains much, and I don't find cycling very safe on road now. I walk or drive. But we've all got to look at ourselves and decide what we enjoy and what we don't enjoy. And if we don't like crowded buses full of people with mobiles and earplugs and coughing all over us, then we don't use them. Walk, it's good for us. And if we like to fall asleep on trains and wake up in some place 20 miles on from destination, well, use the car. Drive and be happy, if you can be happy in a 5-mile tailback on a motorway. But also, look out for coupons and discounts and other ways to save money on the things we buy and the things we do. I'm not suggesting we look for money on the pavement or routing dustbins for scraps, but get back to basics. Look out for the deals and savers, wherever possible, and begin to train the mind to get budget conscious. Now, listen, scam alert. Watch out for those offers that look too good to be true, particularly online. There are professional low life around every corner and hiding behind tempting offers that are just pure fraud. Only buy online from reputable sources. Don't throw money away chasing cheap price offers from suspect websites. The stuff will either be cheap crap or it won't arrive at all and you lose your money. Our good friend Martin Lewis from Money Saving Experts and even Elon Musk, people have used their photos to promote fraudulent money making schemes. And people send the money off. So beware. And if in doubt, keep out. So, tip 5 is consider finding some extra income as you ease down from full time work. Now, back in the industrial days, you were finished at 65. How many of your relatives just managed to get over the finish line, then passed away soon after? They worked all their life, but fit for not much at all in retirement. But now we have a life after 65. Keep fit and we could last until 80 and beyond. Don't forget our ancestors all smoked and drank a lot, and working conditions weren't always good, and the atmosphere in urban areas wasn't exactly healthy. Now we have better healthcare, better working conditions, and cleaner atmosphere, and the chances of getting to retirement age a lot fitter are greatly increased. And mentally, we should still have most of the top story working okay if we haven't abused the lower stories too much over the years, if you get me drift. Now, you can find plenty of low income activities to throw a few extra currency into the pension pot. You can deliver food to the greedy people who can't be bothered to go fetch their own. You can busk outside the shopping mall if you're musically minded, or you could be a bouncer at the old people's home. But my recommendation would be an online business, because starting an online business can be a great way to generate income for your retirement. And there are many ways that we can start all these things on a shoestring budget. You can check out the details of my recommendations in my retirement plan report, which you can get from the link in the description below. And it's all free. So let's just go through the 5 tips to start overcoming those fears about retirement. So, firstly, we start a budget to really get an understanding of exactly where we are. And 2, we list all our assets and see if we need to adjust anything, sell anything, get rid of anything. And 3rd, we examine all our debts and try and lose as many as we can, particularly any with high levels of interest. 4th, we look at how we can make savings in day-to-day life, both as we approach retirement and then after retirement. And 5th, we see if we can make some extra money while we're physically and mentally active. Because we shouldn't think of retirement as a time to stop living and start on a downward spiral. Instead, think of it as a time to start a new chapter in our lives, a time to do all the things we've always wanted to do but never had time for. Now, I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you could like and subscribe and leave a comment, and ideally a nice one, well, that would be good. And let me know how you see your retirement panning out. So that's it, and bye for now. And don't forget the budget planner. Cheers.